today at the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court is the Supreme Court. What the Supreme Court says represents the law. We respect it. We go by it. There is no other way. We had hoped that it would come our way, but it has gone the other way. It simply means that we have to go back to the High Court and get done with this quickly. We still have hope. We're not in despair.
By the grace of God,
yes, so
victory is assured.
Yes,
at the end of the day.
We will lose a little time. We still have to go back. That's all it means.
But despite all of that, the Supreme Court found cause to send this case back to the Federal High Court. And sending it back to the Federal High Court is actually called remission. And when they remit with instructions. We don't know yet what those instructions are because we don't have certified true copies of the judgment and the judgment order. So in days to come, that will be available and will be made available to the press.
Okay, please, when the judge said yes, appeal and cross appeal, what does it mean?
Well, the government appealed against the discharge granted by the Court of Appeal, and we cross appealed, okay, against the stay of execution granted by the Court of Appeal. So these were the issues. But what came out was that the revocation of his bail was wrong. So this, in fact, has created a basis to further seek his release, through some other means.
Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
Biafrans, IPOB members, they were all hopeful today that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, born September 25th, 1967, age 56 years old, from Abia, will be released. Nnamdi Kanu has been in the custody of the DSS. It was extraordinary rendition from Kenya, but the hopes of Nnamdi Kanu and, of course, family members and IPOB members and Biafrans, agitators, have been rendered hopeless. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, is to remain in detention. The Supreme Court, Friday, which is today, 15th December 2023, upheld the appeal by the federal government challenging the Court of Appeal decision which ordered Nnamdi Kanu's release. The Apex Court ordered him to return to the Federal High Court, Abuja, to face his 7th count of terrorism. The Apex Court in October fixed the date after counsel for both the federal government and the detained IPOB leader adopted their final briefs of argument. Chief Mike Ezekome, senior advocate, who argued the appeal, prayed the court to not only order the immediate release of his client from detention, but to equally award every heavy and punitive cost against the federal government. In his submission, however, counsel to the federal government, Tijani Ghazali, urged the Apex Court to uphold the amended brief of argument he filed on May 3rd, 2023. And what is this? He prayed the court to allow federal government appeal, set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which ordered Nnamdi Kanu's release, and order the resumption of his trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja on terrorism-related charges. Ghazali further urged the Apex Court to dismiss Nnamdi Kanu's cross-appeal. Now, on October 13, 2022, the Court of Appeal Abuja delivered a judgment ordering Nnamdi Kanu's release from detention. The court ruled that he was abducted, ill-treated, and illegally moved from Kenya to Nigeria to face treason and terrorism charges. The judges dismissed the criminal case, but the Nigerian prosecutors have appealed, and Kanu, who is in his mid-50s, remains in custody. Nnamdi Kanu, a former London estate agent who also runs the outlawed Radio Biafra station, was first arrested in 2015, but the Nigerian government claimed that he jumped bail 2 years later, reappearing in UK and in Israel. And when he was asked, he said his life was threatened. And there are videos that we saw of gunshots and like an attack on his home. And he said he had to escape. Now, the Nigerian government said the reason why, although they were a bit not so clear about it, the reason why that happened, they said Nnamdi Kanu was not observing his bail condition. And by so, they needed to come around because they were observing, the Nigerian government claimed that they were observing, the security agents claimed that they were observing some activities that Nnamdi Kanu members or himself should not be engaged in, that is disrespecting his bail condition. That is what we heard. Then we heard from another part of the government. They speak from two sides of their mouth. They said that they were not the one involved in it, that Nnamdi Kanu probably staged that attack so that he could get out of Nigeria. These are the words of this, of this government. And now that we have the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the question that begs for an answer is this: will Bola Ahmed Tinubu be ready to engage Nnamdi Kanu? That's a big one. Should Nnamdi Kanu be released? What is he going to do? Is he going to keep quiet and stop speaking like Nwanzurike? Or is he going to continually press and push for breakup of Nigeria? The breakup of Nigeria has been under contention for a long time. It led to civil war that a lot of lives were lost as a result of this. And for this to happen again, there are people who are worried. There are people who do not want their investment, their businesses to crumple should there be a war. And I ask myself, why should there be war? Is it by force for people to stick and stay together? Why should we continually impress on ourselves the colonial criminal empire called Nigeria? Why can't we break apart so everyone can go separate ways? Why should this lead to war? Why? There are those who believe that certain gatekeepers who are they are pawns of the British criminal monarchy. Once they are gone, once they are dead, they believe that Nigeria will get it right. And some of these people, such as Obasanjo, Buhari, and many of these people who were back then, they did engage in that war. And you might be very swift and quick to look at those who are not Igbos. The truth be told, the reason why Nnamdi Kanu could be held this way, the reason why Nnamdi Kanu got attacked, the reason why this happened to Nnamdi Kanu, the reason why Nnamdi Kanu case is being thrown away, and I will tell you this for free. If we are to remain with this so-called democracy that we have, there is no way Nnamdi Kanu will be out of detention. No, Nnamdi Kanu will be in that place for as long as it takes. That is the truth. You probably thought if Mr. Peter Obi steps in as president, he would have released Nnamdi Kanu. No, you are joking. He would never have released Nnamdi Kanu. Regardless of how much you like Peter Obi, he would never have released Nnamdi Kanu. Go to Anambra State and check some of those activities, and you will realize that Nnamdi Kanu would never have been released because Peter Obi did not step in to liberate the Southeast. Peter Obi did not step in with the mandate to create Biafra. Peter Obi got in to keep Nigeria as one, and Nnamdi Kanu is against keeping Nigeria as one. Aside that, Nnamdi Kanu also said that he's a democratic person. If things are done appropriately, put together appropriately, why would he be asking for a breakup of Nigeria? Now you know that that's not possible for anything to be done properly in Nigeria. Even in the UK, Scotland wants to break. That's a country that a lot of Nigerians want to go to. In fact, that's the same country that Nnamdi Kanu benefited from. So it is never going to be possible. At the end of the day, people always clamor for breakup of Nigeria. There is no way that Nigeria will satisfy everybody. It's not just possible. So now that they have thrown away Nnamdi Kanu's case, because that's what it is. They've just dumped it, all his appeal and everything. In fact, the judgment that was passed initially, they have dumped it. They have dumped it. Now, this is the Supreme Court, the apex court, they have upheld the appeal by the federal government challenging the Court of Appeal's decision. So, from all indication, Nnamdi Kanu might not be coming out unless action is taken differently. What do you think about this one? Drop your comment, like and share. See you in the next update.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.